Hello, I'm Pastor John Powell from Parkview Presbyterian Church in Oak Park, Illinois. Today is Sunday, the 23rd of August, if you can believe it. And it's been beautiful weather here in town, and we love it. And it's nice to get out a bit, even when we wear masks, need to. But those of us who have yards, and backyards especially, it's a time to really reflect on just life. I had a camping hammock that I bought years ago. I'd never put out, and this past week I put it out in the backyard, and I found myself just kind of slowly swinging in it and looking up to the sky and just thinking about my life. Needless to say, this is a challenging time for some of us. Some of us continue to be able to work from home, and we're active. Some of us are on the front line for our society and our country and our world in the medical professions, caring and tending for others. Some of us are able to get out enough and take enough precaution. But I'm thinking about the question, what is your aim in life? What is your aim in life? What are you trying to accomplish? Why are you here? What are the big things you have committed yourself to? Maybe more than work, maybe more than a job, but what are you trying to accomplish? What is your aim in life? The Shorter Catechism, first question, what is the chief end of man, of humans, is to glorify God and enjoy Him forever. That's a big aim in life. I remember the story about the businessman who was asked that question, and he looked across the desk and he said, my aim in life is that when I die, I want to go to heaven to be with Jesus. And I want to take as many people with me as I possibly can. What is your aim in life? What are you trying to hit? What's your target? You know, the Bible word for sin is an archery term, and it's literally to miss the mark, either to be too far or too short or too to the right or left. You're missing the aim of life. That's what sin, hamartia, is. And so I'm impressed with what the Apostle Paul has described in 1 Timothy chapter 1 as he talks about his aim in life. Let me read it for you. I'm using the Revised Standard Version. As I urged you, Timothy, when I was going to Macedonia, remain in Ephesus. We know that Timothy became the first bishop of Ephesus, the great city, that metropolitan seaport on the western edge of modern Turkey, which is now inland some miles. Remain in Ephesus that you may charge certain persons not to teach any different doctrines, nor to occupy themselves with myths and endless genealogies which promote speculations rather than the divine training that is in faith. The word training there in the Greek is discipline. The divine discipline for life, the disciplines that we adopt for life, rather than all of these crazy, weird, bent out of shape theories, mythologies, genealogies that just get people off track. Whereas the aim of our charge is love that issues from a pure heart and a good conscience and a sincere faith. Love. God's love. God's agape love. C.S. Lewis, in his book, Four Loves, talks about the difference between storge, affection. I love Rocky Road ice cream. That's an affection. Really, having a pet is about an affection, about a storge. I am fond of this or that pet. And then there is not only storge, there is eros, about putting something up on a pedestal, even though the Bible does not use the word eros anywhere. There's something about worshiping, eros, putting something on a pedestal. We certainly like to put our politicians on pedestals, and look where that's gotten us. There's philia, phileo, which is the foundation of the word Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, companionship. Someone on the long journey together. Some marriages don't make it because there's no companionship. It's more about liking something, an affinity. And then there's that word that was not used much in the Greek world, that the Christians heard and saw and took up, agape. I agape you, which is God's love, reaching down, pulling up, including, embracing in ways which are selfless, agape. Love. Love, the aim of our charge is love. That's what the Apostle Paul was called to do, called to be. That's his aim, that's his focus, that's his goal. And it's charged by someone else. In a Presbyterian installation service, someone preaches a sermon and then someone makes a charge to the new pastor, to the new preacher, to the new minister. The charge is an exhortation to aim well. And then there's a charge to the congregation to follow well, to embrace well. But it's a charge from a higher authority. And so the aim of Paul's charge is love. If you don't love God's people, what are you doing? And it's a love that comes from three things. A pure heart, not a divided heart, not a separated heart, not a hard heart. The Bible word there is calloused heart. Cardia, heart. Calloused. No. And that's where forgiveness comes in. Because there are many times when we get hurt. We get hurt by mean-spirited. Hurting people hurt people. But forgiveness is the key to having a pure heart. A pure heart, a good conscience. What does your conscience tell you? What are your dreams? What are the things within you that no one knows? And sometimes not even yourself, that God's Spirit needs to reveal, that needs to unfold to you and for you through your years. And a sincere faith, an authentic faith in Jesus Christ. The word sincere literally means without wax, sincere. And in those days you would go to a marketplace and you would find things that were beautiful and magnificent, made of marble, that were actually very poor class marble that had been covered over with wax. It's amazing. Herod would build whole palaces of marble, but underneath it was really just mud covered with wax. A sincere faith without wax. My prayer for you in these days of COVID-19, these days of trying to be smart and safe, trying to do your best that you can, I invite you to think about what is the aim of God's charge to you for life, and that you might experience a pure heart, a good conscience, and a sincere faith. Lord, let the words of my mouth and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in your sight, O God, our rock and our Redeemer. Amen. God bless you. Go in peace.